Guys, Sivir has finally came out, and I'm going to be doing a guide showing you all the passive, the abilities, and the combos that you're going to want to know on Sivir. So let's get right on into it with the passive. So the passive for Sivir is Fleet of Foot. Gain 45 movement speed for 1.5 seconds after dealing damage to an enemy champion with an attack or an ability. So this is pretty simple. You just auto attack and you get some movement speed. As you can tell, you move a lot quicker. So it's kind of basically like fleet footwork, but you just don't deal bonus damage. You just get the movement speed. Next up, Boomerang Blade. Pretty simple, guys. You're literally throwing a boomerang that deals damage to enemies and that it cuts through. For every 1% crit rate, the damage is increased by 0.5%. So obviously that means you're going to want to build crit on Sivir. Now, the higher attack speed you have, the shorter the cast time. So it kind of works like Caitlyn Q. The more attack speed you have, the faster that the Caitlyn Q casts. So as you can see, boom. It's pretty simple. And with 0 CD, you know, pretty decent. It's fairly simple. It just goes, it's pretty long, so this ability is going to be really important in the laning phase. Very, very important, because Sivir's auto attack range is not that long. So this Q ability is going to allow you to really poke enemies from a distance. So next up is your Ricochet. You gain 40% attack speed for 4 seconds. Her attacks bounce to nearby enemies, dealing 30% physical damage. If the first attack critically strikes, so will the bounces. Deals 75% damage to minions. Obviously, Sivir would be way too OP if it did 100%. Each enemy can be hit by a maximum of 2 bounces, which is good. We don't want Sivir to be completely busted. So, yeah. Okay? Watch this. Boom. We're just getting the bounces in. And as you can see, if I crit on 1 bounce, it'll just crit on the rest. And it'll bounce up to 8 times. So what I could do is I could even... Let me add another dummy right here. And it's just going to get a nice juicy bounce. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let me take off the CD. And this is going to be really OP, guys. Because people love grouping up. People love to freaking group in Wild Rift, especially in solo queue and ranked. So Sivir is going to be really OP for fights where people are grouped up. So, and you're going to get 40% attack speed. So the nice thing is you don't need to focus on building too much attack speed, because when you are using this ability, you're gaining a lot, which is very nice. The third ability gains a spell shield for 2 seconds, heals herself for 280 health, and gain Fleet of Foot when she blocks an ability. So basically, when you block an ability with Spell Shield, you'll get your passive, which gives you that movement speed, which is very nice. And so when you use it, it'll just heal you and give you that spell shield. So what is that super good against? Oh, I mean, it's massive if you're playing against champions, especially that are rooting you. Like, let's say you're against a Morgana, you know, Lux, champions with CC. They're super annoying. But now you can use your spell shield and go into a fight, which is amazing. And lastly, the ultimate. The ultimate is where it kind of gets maybe a little bit difficult, but your ultimate on the Hunt grants you 20% bonus movement speed to nearby allies for 12 seconds. During this period, her basic ability cooldowns are reduced by 40%. So you're giving your team a bunch of movement speed, right? And then you're also you're making your cooldowns lower. So this is going to be really important ability for having it up during team fights. So, Unyielding Valor. While the Hunt is active, gain 1 stack of morale every time an attack or ability deals damage to an enemy champion, and 2 stacks of morale after a champion takedown. Each stack of morale grants 4 AD. At 8 stacks, grants an additional 30% movement speed to nearby allied champions and refreshes on the Hunt's duration. So, absolutely broken, because if you get 8 stacks, you're going to be giving your team bonus movement speed again, which is even higher than the original, and you're going to reset the cooldown of the ability. So we're going to use our ultimate here, and I'm going to use my second ability so I can get the stacks very quickly. And as you can see, it reset the cooldown. Look how fast we are. It's absolutely insane. And so you stack out at 8, which is great, and you can get it pretty quickly. And obviously I have a bunch of attack speed, so that's why I'm able to keep it going. But let's say I'm just auto attacking, it'll literally just take 8 auto attacks for you to get it. Okay, so it's nothing too complicated. and it's fairly simple. So with that, we're going to be getting into some combos. So let's talk about some combos. So for the laning phase, you're going, an auto attack Q is going to be your most simple, like, trading is going to be your auto attack Q. Boom, and then you throw out your Q immediately, okay? Now sometimes when the enemy is walking up for a minion, so the enemy ADC is going to walk up for a minion and they're outside of your range, you're going to throw your Q first and then auto attack. That will be perfect for the laning phase, okay? That will be absolutely perfect for the laning phase. So you go, all I want you to do, guys, is go for the Q into the auto, or you go for the auto into the Q, okay? That's like going to be one of the more simpler ways of trading, and you don't want to trade more than that, because in the early game, your kit isn't too crazy. So think of it like you're playing Kaisa and you're auto attacking and then using your Q. That's literally what you're doing. Your auto attack, use your Q. Now, the next combo is you can use your auto attack and then you want to reset with your second ability. So your second ability, it isn't basically an auto attack reset. So if you watch auto attack and then use your second ability, it gives you more you'll get basically an extra auto in there. So before, you don't want to just walk up to an enemy and use your second ability. What you want to do is you want to first auto attack and then use it, okay? Unless they're grouped up. If they're grouped up, you don't even want to waste time. You just want to get right on into it, okay? You don't want to waste any time. But when you're one-on-one, auto and then use your second ability, okay? And while doing so, you auto attack, use your second ability, you want to throw in your Q, okay? So it's fairly simple. You want to auto attack, use your second ability, and then throw in your Q when you can. Boom, that's simple. Now, obviously, you want to use your third skill in these trades, but it really depends what you're up against, right? Because it's a spell shield, and it gives you heal, and it gives you fleet of foot when you block an enemy, when you block an ability. So it depends what champion you're up against. Like, if they have CC, then you might need to use this ability before you use your other ones, because let's say you want to close the gap on them, you might need to use your E first to then get onto them, right? But maybe they already used their ability and it's on cooldown, so what you're going to do is you're going to start the fight and then you're going to use your spell shield last. So either you're going to be using your third skill at the start or somewhere during the fight, okay? And then you're going to be using your normal abilities. And now lastly, for the last combo, when you're taking a fight, I want you to think of your ultimate kind of like Zeri's ultimate, okay? So you're going to be fighting, but you want to use your ultimate if you know the enemy team cannot run away, right? Because you don't want to waste your ultimate. So your full damage combo is going to be using your ultimate, auto attacking, and then you're just going all in, right? You're just going to be fighting, and then you're going to use your spell shield at some point during the fight, right? To block an ability. So you need to think about, what are the abilities that can get me killed? And as long as you think about that prior to the fight, you could be ready to block it with your spell shield, okay? Or you can even use it first, right? You spell shield, ultimate, auto, and then use your Q, okay? You can do that. You perfectly do that. So that's basically all the combos. Okay, guys, we're now in the build that you're gonna, and runes that you're gonna want to use on Sivir. So I'm still in the process of making it, but for now, this is a pretty good build that you can go with. You're gonna want to go red boots into Bloodthirster, into Phantom Dancer, into Navari Quick Blades, Mortal Reminder, and Guardian Angel. Now you can try going Navari second here, but it's really up for you to see how you feel with it. For the runes, you're gonna want to rock Lethal Tempo, Brutal, Coup de Grace, but I recommend Giant Slayer with Alacrities and Bone Plating. And for the spells, you're going to want to run Ghost and Flash, or what you could do is run Exhaust with Flash, but honestly, you want a lot of movement speed with Zeri, so I recommend Ghost. So with that, hope you guys did enjoy the guide. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.